Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. Today I thought I would do a New Year's card. It is December 31st, and so I thought I would do a nice soft, let's step into the new year a little quietly and calmly and softly. I used the soft seafoam color. I like the green, I like how fresh it is and how we can start the year gently. In a fresh frame of mind and quietly. So anyway, that was my thoughts on using the soft seafoam. So I need a soft seafoam card base, and I also need the Hive 3D embossing folder, which is available to customers just January 4th as part of the new mini catalog. So I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 that I'll use to cut or to emboss that. I've got a piece of soft seafoam that I'm going to use one of the Forever Flourishing dies from the Forever Fern bundle. I've got adhesive on the back so that I can stick it right down. And I've used the stitched rectangle dies to cut out the greeting that says, "I hope this new year is filled with promises of many bright tomorrows." And then I cut the mat in soft seafoam as well. So I've already done the stamping in that so that I can just build the card. And you can see when I cut this, I've got a bit of a lip on the edge of the paper. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to smooth that out. Sometimes with the blade, as it cuts, it pushes the paper down and you get that little lip along the edge. But your bone folder will straighten that right out. So I need to run the embossing folder through. So it is a 3D embossing folder. There's two sides to this. I'll show you when I've embossed it. But the right side, the side it was designed to be up, is the side with the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. So I'll sandwich that up with my 3D embossing folder plate, and I'll run it through the cut and emboss machine. And then we'll run the leaf die cut through. So we'll just pop that down like that for now. I can put my embossing plate off to the side, and I need to put my cutting mats back on. So I've got my first layer and my bottom cutting mat and my top cutting mat, and I'm just going to pop that through. And we'll, as I say, it's got the adhesive on the back so that we can just lay it right down. And we'll pop that out. There we go. And we can just put that all off to the side. So we can pop this out and just gently give it a wiggle so it releases. When you've got the adhesive on the back, it sometimes makes it just a little bit stiffer to get out. It's just that little bit thicker. So I'm just going to wiggle this out. And there we go. So the extra piece, you can save it if you want, if you've got smaller pieces, like some leaves that you want to cut out of the bottom, because it does have the adhesive sheet on the back. So let's have a look at this Hive embossing folder. Now, this is the right way up. So what we get, it's very like Velcro because of the image. So this is the image. This is the way it was intended. So it's actually recessed. The Hive pieces, the hexagon pieces, are raised and the pieces in the middle are pushed down. So it actually looks like a beehive. If you wanted to, you could use it the other way up. It kind of has that, I don't know, I want to say mottled look, because each of the depressions is just slightly different. It gives it a bit of a textured, not quite like cobblestones, but very similar to the mosaic embossing folder that we had before. But I am going to use it this way up. I did have a play with using it this way, but I found that this way gave more focus to the leaves. So we can just go ahead and build the card. Because of the depth of the embossing, I'm actually going to use Stampin' Seal all the way around the edges, and I'll show you why when I've got this attached to the card base. Okay, so I'm just going to layer this up, centered. There we go, just drop it down. So there we are. So if you look at this one, I did 3 strips of adhesive, and you can see it's really lifting at the edges where the adhesive isn't. The adhesive went here, here, and like here, here, and here. And you can see how the edges are lifting. I didn't want this on this card. So you can see, because I've put adhesive all the way around the edge, it isn't lifting. Now, if I had taken a pair of scissors and roughed this edge up, I might want it to lift. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want it flat mounted with the heavy embossing, you're going to need to go all the way around the edge. If you have a different style in mind where you want the edges lifted and roughed up with a pair of scissors, you might want to just put a little bit less adhesive on the back. So I've actually layered this up, and you can see that these leaves actually go over top of the mat. So the mat is actually the first thing I put down, and I'm just flat mounting that. And I'm bringing it up about 3/4 of an inch, kind of centering out equidistant on the 3 sides, and just dropping that down. Now I'm going to peel the adhesive off the back here. And the reason I'm pulling it this way is because I'm pulling it in the same direction as the leaves are going. If I pull it the other way, I run the risk of tearing the leaves. So I'm just taking the extra bits out. This is all adhesive now, and I'm going to pop it down so that the leaves just kind of come over the top edge, and I'm just going to press that down. Using the adhesive when you've got a really different height background really helps as well to make sure that this adheres. So now I'm again just going to flat mount the greeting. You can see on this side, paper has 2 sides. You can see it's really kind of gloppy. That's because I re-inked my ink pads yesterday, and I needed to redistribute the ink. I just used a little spoon and moved it around so that the ink wasn't all globbed up in one place. And I'm just popping that down, and what it does is it comes just underneath the leaves, but it's nicely centered. And again, the greeting is, hope this new year is filled with promises of many bright tomorrows. I've used the Hive 3D embossing folder, and I've used the greeting from A Wish for Everything. It's this one here, and there's actually 2 sets that go with this. So you've got lots of nice greetings, and then you can make whatever you want. You can say, wishing you a happy Mother's Day, or wishing you a happy anniversary, or anniversary wishes. So anyway, this is a really versatile greeting set. And again, I used the die from the Forever Flourishing dies from the Forever Fern bundle. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.